Hey, what's up guys? It's Elements here with another tutorial for you. Today I'd like to explain adjustment layers, hue and saturation to be exact. We're going to go over what you can do with it along with the interface and how to navigate and utilize it. So let's begin. So in order to create this new layer mask for hue and saturation, we're going to go down here to this icon, we're going to click it, go to hue and saturation. Now it's going to bring up the interface. Now as you can see, it makes a new layer. The adjustment layer is always on top of the layer that was selected. So if I had multiple layers and I selected one of them, the adjustment layer would always go on top of that selected one. So let's click on that one again. Here's the main interface. You can actually drag it wherever you'd like. You can have it on its own entire column, or you can have it on its own little mini, wait, it's not doing it. You can have it with the rest of your adjustments, and you can pretty much just mess around with it. I'm not sure if you can bring it around here. Yes, you can actually. Okay, so you can bring it around there. I like to have it right here. We can start from top to bottom. These two icons, this one is to give you what you see right here. Here's your layer masks. Let me click it. I'll cover this in another tutorial. Right here we have some presets that change the style of your photo. So for instance, we have sepia, we have old style, yellow boost. Now these come with Photoshop, they're built in. Down here we have this icon which allows you to choose colors, select colors specifically to alter. I'll cover that in a few. Then we have our masters, which allows you to adjust colors in their own channels. Then we have hue and saturation, which just changes the hue of the image. Try to get that back to normal. Then we have your saturation. We have our lightness, like I showed earlier as well. Just reset that. Then these three icons right here, they become active once you choose this and you select a color, like you could see right now. You can change them, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Then you have your colorize, which allows you to colorize the entire photo based on your hue. Get rid of that. And then down here, we have a few icons. This is trash. This is to delete the adjustment layer completely. This button right here is pretty much the same as your I button right here. It pretty much just hides and shows your layer. So yeah, pretty basic. This is your reset button. When you make a bunch of adjustments like I'm doing here, and you just want to get it back, instead of having to mess around with everything and reset it, you can just choose that. Now another function would be, let's say I've got, well, not that, that's horrible. Let's say I've got this and I want to see what the differences that I made in the photo. So if you click and hold this, it shows you your original. Once you let go of your mouse button, it goes back to the adjustments that you made. Now this is your clipping adjustment. Excuse me. This allows you to do the same thing as coming over here and holding down Alt and choosing right between these two layers. What it does is it pretty much clips that adjustment layer to the layer below it. Excuse me. This is great for work with lots of layers, so that adjustment layer doesn't affect every single layer below it. It only affects the one that's right below it. So let's start off with our selective color tool, which is the hand with the arrows around it. What this tool allows you to do is select colors in specific. So I just chose the red area in the red dress, so it adds a selection here in the reds. Now if I drag this around, it alters different colors. Now if I bring down my saturation, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now that I lower the saturation is going to be decreased to 0 on any of the colors I select. So if I go to greens, which there are no greens in this image, it's not going to affect any colors. But if I bring it back around here where the dress is, you notice that her skin more or less remains untouched. besides the red tones, and the rest of the image is left untouched. Like, you have blues and purples here, but the dress is affected more than anything else. So if I bring it down here, so let's say I want to take this dress and I want to make it purple. I'll pretty much ramp up the saturation, and I want to give it a nice little purple effect right there. I'll put the saturation a little bit, and what this does is, how do I explain this? Before I explain it, in order to truly understand what this actually does, you're going to have to mess with it a few times and use it in some of your projects every now and then for you to actually get experience on what exactly it does. So for this, let's say I want to narrow down my my color range. I make it smaller. So the center is your main selection. The outer edge of it, this grayish area, is the feather. It's the transition, how gradual you want the transition to be within other colors in the range. So I want to take my saturation down as much as I can to get this dress right where I want it. So that's exactly where the dress is. So I want to bump up the saturation so I can get my purple back. And if I take my, yes, you see how this feathering works? It's not affecting right now the reds that were once there, but as I drag it out, it encompasses more of it. Now, when you drag it out all the way over here, you'll notice that it starts encompassing the entire image. Versus when I drop it down, you'll see her skin color comes back because I'm messing with the skin color range, which is oranges to yellow. So I'm going to drop that down because I want some different color in the details here. And then within the purples, I'm going to see what this does, and this brings out more of the how do you say? I like it right there. So as you can see, I was adjusting that image, that particular part of the image. Now, as you can see, it's kind of adjusting other parts of the image that we don't want. So in order to fix that, we're going to go to our masking tool, and I'm not going to get too much into this. I'm just going to show you guys. And this is pretty much what we're going to be working with when we use our brush. Now, as you can see, my foreground color is black, so I'm going to choose my brush. Then I'm going to choose a hard-edged brush, and I'm going to choose the layer mask. Alright, so we're going to choose that, and we're going to color over in black. Oops, my bad. We're going to want to change that so that our foreground is black. We're going to adjust our brush size. Now, whatever part of the image that you don't want affected by your adjustment layer, you'll pretty much go over this with black. You want to make sure your opacity is at 100% if you want to completely take away the effects of your adjustment layer. So if I swipe down across this dress like this, you'll see what I'm talking about. It goes back to what it originally was. Now this is great for areas like this where you can see purple, like skin areas. Down here I believe it's affected as well. Yes, it took away from the reds that were naturally here. And then you have some purples here. Go back on her lips, and as you can see, I'm removing the effects. Now you can adjust this however you'd like. You can add some feathering, a feathered brush, so it's more subtle instead of a harsh brush like this. So there you guys go. That's my tutorial on the hue and saturation adjustment layer. Before I finish this video, I'll show you the before and after. This is before, and this is after. So if you guys like my video, make sure to check out my other videos. If you like what I offer, make sure to comment, like, subscribe. As always, peace and much love, guys, and have a great day.